All right, stat students, this is just a overview of Lab 6. Um, in this lab, you're going to practice doing your independent and dependent t-tests. I'm also going to throw at least one sample t-test at you. Okay, so on each problem, you're going to read the scenario, figure out what kind of test it is, and then you're going to plug in the data. Remember, the data goes in differently depending on the kind of test it is. So down here, I give you a little hint that you can check to make sure you've identified the correct test. In other words, that you've set up the data correctly for the kind of test it needs to be. If it's not, rethink your test choice. In C, I want you to record how you would summarize the statistic. And then in the space below here, work out D by hand. Then you can do this on a separate sheet of paper if you would like, but this is where you write your paragraph. Make sure you give that a solid effort, as that's definitely something people will struggle on the test if they haven't prepped well. At the bottom of the second page, I give you the T and D values for each test. So I encourage you to check those as you go. But I think it's probably best practice to not have the whole key out. At least don't let yourself get tempted by it. You want to make sure you give the paragraphs a solid effort before you look at the key. Okay. Then part 2, which is also part of Lab 6, is an exercise on understanding power. And so there's a scenario that you'll walk through here, and then I give you, there's 4 situations that you have where you have different amounts of power. And the short story is as you work through these, you're going to find that you're getting more power. So you can read here, these are the readout on what the different values are, but this is supposed to help you think through power. Lab 6B, save for later. That's not part of Lab 6.